Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of So What You Hear. I'm Jay,
Tiff.
and we are right before the NFC champion and the AFC champion, both the
Yeah,
championships games.
it's almost that
Season is
time.
almost over. Usually on this show, it's just our picks and stuff, but like some of the stuff that's been going on this week with these coaches is so crazy. I think we got to go ahead and bring
I don't
some of
even
it
want to
up.
talk about it.
We'll start with something a little easier. The Raiders have announced that their head coach will be Pete Carroll,
Yes.
which is cool.
Which
And
is,
I don't understand why Seattle got rid of him. I mean, I'm sorry. I felt like Pete Carroll was creating gold with garbage.
he was still in the office though, right?
He was helping out advisory, right?
I think
But
they just wanted something new. I mean, he'd been there for a long time.
yeah,
Sometimes you feel like you're trying to figure
I
out
just didn't feel like I don't feel like
what the,
they made the team good, and then they still expected him to play as well. You lost the whole Legion of Boom. You like that whole defense is gone,
yeah.
and I don't feel like they replaced them. Like they
Yeah.
did nothing to replace that. So now he's got no defense.
And his quarterback was,
His receivers are like dropping. Now they ended up getting like DK ended up coming in later, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba towards the end, and TJ Lockett.
yeah, did he have luck?
Lockett, yeah, I couldn't remember if it was TJ or TY. It's not TY,
It's
it's
not
TJ.
okay.
But
Is it TJ?
Tyler Lockett. Where the hell did I
I
get
don't know.
TJ
Honestly,
Lockett from?
you threw me off.
Tyler Lockett. I knew I was. It's one of those I knew I was wrong.
I never
Couldn't
say
figure out
his
why.
first name, so I couldn't
That's
help you
true.
because I always do a locket in my pocket,
Yeah,
So
but like they gave him, but then it's just like the running game hasn't been great. They haven't really grabbed linemen. Like I just felt like they were like, "Come on, win!" And then when he didn't, it was like, "You're old. Get out of here." And see how they look since? Not good.
Like, yeah, not bad either. They're just somewhere like it's like Dallas. Well, we
Like the
look bad. But
purgatory of
somewhere,
NFL teams.
just
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle. Yeah, like
but
not good but not bad. Yeah,
and I've been hearing rumors that Pittsburgh probably isn't keeping Russ, and there's been conversations he might go to the
and he might
Raiders
go
to
back. He might
reunite
go.
with Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
I think that could work because I mean, what is one of the issues? Because that's the thing. Everybody always, when you have a team and you're like, we need a quarterback, they always want to like, well, we need the guy that's going to lead us. Well, you need a guy that knows what he's doing to
I think
help
Russ was the
transition.
problem in with the Steelers.
Yeah, I think that line being porous
I mean,
is
he's running for his life, and
every
he
play. The
like,
same thing Pickett did, the same thing Justin Fields did, the same thing that ended Ben's career. They don't block.
and they're trying to like just make miracles happen
Yeah.
in a very short period of time, and like
Well, and then you're a majority run team. So then when you're running a pass play, it is like almost a miracle necessity. And it's
yeah.
like you can't do that. That's not going to work either. But I think that'll overall work on. Um do you want to go ahead and share your feelings on y'all's new hiring?
What's it, Schottenheimer? I always mess
Schottenheimer,
Schottenheimer. I knew that. Our offense didn't look good, so why promote
the guy that
the
was giving
guy?
you an inadequate offense. Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
kind of thinking
unless
that.
it was completely McCarthy's, plays and like his book, fine. Then what is like maybe that's the thing. Like he can only do what his boss tells him to do. But I just have a feeling that's not it. And we go. And what happened to Zimmerman? Was that just a
Zimmer.
Zimmer? I do that all
Yeah.
the time. Um, wasn't that 1 year? Was that 1 year contract? Like what?
I don't know. McCarthy brought him in, and I'm guessing they were assuming that, we'll see. And if this doesn't go, we'll probably redo.
Because we got Eberflus. Right?
Eber, I love saying
Eberflus.
it. Eberflus.
It's like
He,
a Muppet character.
Gertie. Like the Bears' defense was good. It was good,
Yeah.
especially once like last year, once they got like Montez Sweat, like they had a damn good defense together. There's a lot of very good coordinators that can't get a head coach. He's a defensive guy, so it kind of explains why you wouldn't be able to have an offense that functions. And you're not doing that with y'all.
Yeah.
So, with what y'all have on defense, I could see Eberflus being a pretty good pick. My problem is, like you said, I don't feel like Dak making miracles with Cooks and Lamb is not having a good offense.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm seeing. Like, I make fun of Dak because I like making fun of Dallas sometimes. They get a lot of hype and then you fall flat in the playoffs. And,
Yeah.
But if you watch Dak orchestrate that offense, those are not design plays. He's making things happen.
I mean,
He's throwing in the windows that are ridiculous. This is not good offensive production
I think we were like number 1 for turnovers in the red zone, which is not a good,
by a lot.
It's not a good record to have. Like,
Yeah.
and so they can get down the field, they can't score, and I just think get all the way down there and not end up with 7. I mean, and then you have a really good kicker, so you only end up with 3. It's frustrating, and you're gonna get you hire. I just and like I said, I think it's a discipline issue. Will he discipline them? I don't.
Jerry doesn't want a disciplinarian because the
He needs
disciplinarian isn't going to be a puppet, and
he
Jerry wants
needs
a puppet.
discipline, okay? And like
Every coach he's had since
Parcell, he stepped back with Parcell. The reason why he don't come on the field anymore is Parcell, and that was a disciplined coach. Romo hurt Parcell a little bit. That was a bad playoff run, and yeah. So I'm not blaming Romo, but you know, like that's what we need. We need a Parcells. We need discipline. I'm watching. I need boys to become men, and I think that's what we're lacking. And so I just hope he can give that. And I don't, like I said, I don't know much about him. He's been kind of quiet. I feel like doing the whole Dallas process where you didn't really, So
I mean, Pops was a pretty good coach back in the day. I don't know. We'll have to see. Other drama.
yeah.
There is some wild stuff going down in Florida.
The Bucks and Jackson. I forget they both are Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, like, hearing the reports from different, very LinkedIn insiders, Tom Pelissero, Adam Schefter, and like Schefter was on McAfee. Pelissero was talking about it on Rich Eisen, and hearing the reports and kind of putting together with what they were saying, I kind of have like a slight opinion. The problem is, even the guys that are insiders are like, there is no confirmation on any of this information.
We can't tell if this is true.
One side is saying one thing, one side is saying the other.
And everybody.
And I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So basically, what they're saying happened.
Allegedly.
No. This is the stuff they know.
I'm just.
The Bucks offered to make him the highest paid OC to get him to not go to Jacksonville.
Okay.
Now, he had talked to Jacksonville, but there was some things in Jacksonville he didn't like.
And so that's why he was.
And so he was like, he had verbally told them, like, all right, I'll let them know. He didn't sign anything. That is one thing that they have not brought up. He did not sign anything, which verbal agreements aren't real. I'm sorry. You can try to act like they're not.
Yeah.
Because things change. That's why you have to have a contract.
Yeah.
From what the alleged story is, he called Jacksonville back to let them know he wasn't applying. And the owner basically was like, if I got rid of the GM, would you stay? Because apparently there had been a bunch of coaches that had told him they wouldn't come because they're GM.
They don't like the GM, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I guess that might change some things. And apparently they got off the phone. But like an hour or two later.
You said you heard the GM was on the phone though, right?
No. That was an interview.
That was an interview.
Where they were both zoomed in and they're sitting next to, both boxes are sitting next to each other. And Shad Khan, basically, they asked him, like, if the coach you want says they want another GM, are you firing him? And with him in the window next to him for the thing, which they're in the same building because they're both in Jacksonville Stadium.
Yeah.
So even though they're not in the same room, you're on the same Zoom call together.
You still know.
And know he's like a room or two away. He's like, oh, if the new coach wants to get rid of him, we're getting a new GM. It's like, damn, like, that's cold.
That's when you go ahead and fix your resume.
So apparently when they had that conversation, Shad Khan basically was like, okay, you're fired. And then called back Liam Cohen and was like, we fired the GM. Will you come in now? And with that, Liam Cohen was like, oh, well.
I'd rather be a head coach.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Now, from what him and his agent is saying, they talked to head coach Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles was like,
you gotta do what
there's
you gotta
32
do.
teams.
Yeah.
A head coaching job is a big deal. Okay, see if they want you. The rest of Tampa's organization says that he just disappeared for 2 days, wouldn't return their calls, didn't tell them anything, and then popped up and was like, yeah, I'm not taking the OC job where I'm becoming head coach. And so the Bucks are pissed off saying he's just a lying disloyal asshole. And his team is like, this is how head coaching moves usually go. Now, like I said, there's a lot unconfirmed in that. But seeing how most coordinator to head coach things go does kind of look like that. Nobody gets offered a contract to stop being allowed to be a head coach. And so to sit there and be like, oh, why would he just
Yeah.
like why would you like, oh, that's like being like, I'm a cashier at a store and they're like, I want you to stay cashier. So we're gonna make you the highest paid cashier in all the world. But this store is like, we're gonna make you general manager. You're gonna take general manager. What is it? Oh wow. I'm the highest paid second tier citizen and like that. No. And I'm sorry.
I wouldn't want to be
Only a
general manager.
jackass organization would sit there and act like they're mad because somebody got a better opportunity
Some
in
people
that
don't
sense.
like being head coach, so
Well, I mean, but this is clearly not the case here.
Yeah.
Like this guy wanted to try to head coach.
yeah.
This is the same OC. He came from McVay.
Okay.
So this is who the Rams had. The Rams have had the best offense. And then to go from the Rams and have Stafford look good, Jared Goff look good, and then come to Tampa and take Baker Mayfield and turn him into one of the best quarterbacks in the league, having one of the best. No, I'm not saying I'm not going on him bad, but like he's up there with Burrow and Mahomes in numbers.
Was
That
already
offense was
good.
pretty much unstoppable. Like it's phenomenal. But
Haterade.
yeah, but as good as he can be, he couldn't make Cleveland good. This
Cleveland,
offense was
and that was a
phenomenal.
pretty good Cleveland when he was there. It's Cleveland though. That's
But
not fair.
this offense is phenomenal. And so
I mean,
I think he earned his spot, and you got to let it go.
Like 3 years ago,
Hmm?
4 years ago.
That was Tom Brady.
Okay,
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm just.
But I don't know. Like I said, maybe he did
Mike
ghost him, and
Evans.
maybe it was the wrong way to do it or something.
It was the wrong.
I mean,
I
even
don't
when
know
the
what
receivers
happened.
were getting hurt,
You
he still
can
be
call
productive.
somebody like you can call me and dump me like, hey, it's not you, it's me. Something.
Well, he called them after he got the job and was like, "Hey,
They say
I'm taking the head coach job." He wasn't answering his phone while he was interviewing. Yeah, I'm in the middle of an interview.
I don't know.
And
you
if now
told me you were gonna
again,
do the interview.
well, why wouldn't the head coach go tell the front office? Like, well, I know he's at
Well,
the
he
tax
probably
department.
assumed he told them. He told we had a conversation. Why wouldn't you have a conversation with the owner?
Right, and that's why you have to take this with a grain of salt because not really sure. You gotta kind of sit back and wait. But I don't know.
I don't blame. If that's how it happened, Tampa Bay shouldn't. I don't like being dumped like that. Like you can call me, damn.
I guess that's true.
Like I gotta see you with another woman. Oh, I guess we not together again. Like
Well, maybe
anymore.
he listens to a Mariah Carey, so he breaks up on answering machines.
Yeah, you stupid. What we doing next?
Well, that brings us. That's pretty much all the coaching drama. Oh, Robert Saleh's back in San Francisco.
Defense coordinator, right?
Yeah, he's the new D coordinator. Well, he ain't new, but he's the D coordinator there again. Their defense did have a slight drop off. Now, I think part of it was because they went from Saleh to D'Amico Ryan, so it was still good, and then D'Amico Ryan's left. So now, like, you're on your third replacement. It's going to start to have drop off. I think Saleh being there could make them more potential candidates for farther again with their defense, like NFC Championship, Super Bowls, to get farther. I mean, not make the playoffs. Like, I think they could get back to where they were with him back at DC. So
the Super Bowls again,
yeah, that terrible. Oh, wow, this is wild. I just happened to check Twitter to make sure I didn't forget something, or X because I didn't forget something. Joe Brady is deciding he's going to stay in Buffalo. He's not leaving for the head coaching job in New Orleans. You're an idiot.
Well, he might want to see what with New Orleans. I don't know. He's probably safer. I have a job.
Oh, that's true.
Like probably back in Buffalo in 2 years.
At least I have a quarterback. I know who I'm playing with. But that brings us to our normal Saturday administration of giving you our picks for two of the most important games of the season.
I think I'm sticking to. I think it's. I do. Not that the Commanders couldn't beat Philly because I totally believe the Commanders could beat Philly. Phillies just keep surprising me, and every time I think they're out, they win. And I think this might be Buffalo year to beat Kansas City. I've said I really do.
Mhm.
But I I think once they beat Kansas City, they're gonna think they already won. And I think
Yeah.
that's what's gonna make them lose the Super Bowl. I really do. I think they're gonna get out there and all the pressure of yesteryear is gonna just pile up. And I think they're gonna fold. And because Philly just lost one, usually they do better the second time when everyone knows what it is to lose the
I
Super Bowl. We don't want to do that again.
so you're picking Philly and Buffalo.
I think it's gonna be Philly and Buffalo.
Okay. I have Craig's pick. Craig is picking Commanders Bills.
So he thinks the
He
Bills
thinks
are
the
gonna
Bills are
win
gonna
too.
the Bills are gonna win. He thinks that the Commanders are gonna beat Philly. I'm making the same picks. I think the Commanders are gonna beat them, and I think the Bills are gonna beat the
So
Chiefs.
Kansas City's gonna beat.
Yeah. What I will say is I feel like the Bills, if the Bills go, they have a better chance of beating Philly than Washington. The reason I say that is because you're going to have 2 weeks until the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If they're playing Washington, it is going to be 2 weeks of blowing smoke up their ass about how great they are, and there's no way a rookie can beat them. If Philly wins, they love Philly, the media and everything.
Yeah, but that's
And you're gonna keep they're in there, and Jay, they've already been to the Super Bowl, and you gonna be able to? You've never seen the Super Bowl, Josh Allen. And I think if that's how the next 2 weeks go, where everybody's like, oh, Philly's got this, which I think is what's gonna happen if Philly ends up going against them. I think he's gonna whoop their ass.
Pressure.
I think if I don't know. I think he doesn't like to be doubted, and they tend to play better when they're the underdog.
They're always like when it comes to Kansas City, they're always the underdog. Like I think they're an underdog more than they're not.
Well, I think they become the underdog and everything. Now that I think is a little bit personal in itself. I
Yeah.
think Kansas City has become a stumbling block. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's going to happen.
But
They were the underdog at home against Baltimore, and they
Really?
executed. Yes.
Well, that's because they all think that Lamar shoots rainbows out his booty. So like, and then when it doesn't work out, they're like, "Oh, who could have foreseen this?" Like,
Obviously, the kid's young. Lamar's got a long career. So to say he's not going to get a Super Bowl or he's a choke artist, it's kind of early to say that.
Early, but I don't think.
But I'm seeing choke artist vibes. I am. I'm sorry.
Like,
that
Dak,
whole organization.
If you don't think Dak is ever going to win one, I don't think Lamar. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm not. Oh, Lamar. But like I said, there's times when Dak had better numbers than Lamar. And
last year when Lamar won the MVP, Dak's numbers were better.
He was better. But
I don't know. He is amazing until the playoffs.
Because
even some of the games he wins, like some of the games Lamar Jackson wins, beating Houston. Houston was giving it to him at first. They had to come back and beat a rookie.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
And I don't think it's just him because it's a team effort. It takes a team, it's a whole village. And then like they stopped running the ball, which I still don't get. It's just the not running the ball. But I don't know. I think Saquon, I think this is a good Philly team, and I think they're underestimated. I don't know how you could keep winning and be underestimated, but it's happening.
If they can keep not having to give Jalen Hurts, let me rephrase. If they can keep not having to rely on Jalen Hurts to win, yes. If Buffalo or whatever team they're playing puts them in the position of Jalen Hurts beat us, they're screwed. Jalen Hurts' ass.
Sometimes even he can take the ball and go. And when he takes the ball, he goes. I mean, he's a very mobile quarterback.
He's trash.
I can't. And
he's Jared Goff.
You talk like they've had a losing record all year, and it's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true. And I don't want Philly to win. I hate Philly. It is what it is. It's honesty. And then like Kansas City a little bit, they always tend to
even
win.
When they don't look good,
they don't look good. They win.
Because I feel like that's been them. They've looked like Kansas City all year.
And right when you think they're out,
Saquon's doing amazing stuff. But outside, if you sit down and watch whole games and you don't just watch highlights, they don't look good. Saquon busts 3 or 4 big plays in a game, and that's pretty much what they went off.
But they're winning, and like
yeah.
And I think they look better than Kansas City this year.
And, I might give you that.
Yeah. And they're still like that's because I can't count Kansas City out because it'd be stupid to count Kansas City out. But something just tells me it's Buffalo's year to make it to Super Bowl. I don't think they're gonna win it. I really don't. I don't know why. I just don't think they're gonna win it.
Well,
But I think this, if they lose to Kansas City again this year, I don't know what to tell them because this is a really good Buffalo
yeah,
team. Um, catch him when he's old. I don't
yeah.
know
I
what
don't know what to do about that.
it's gonna be like.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say. Now, if it's one more referee fluke calls, I think there's gonna have to be a foul in the play.
because
Like
people are trying to like Kansas City has less penalties for the opposite team than any other team. Like we're not saying they're throwing penalties all game, but whenever they get in a dire spot,
there's a penalty, and you're not
whenever a
allowed,
team stops them in a position it's fourth quarter and this stop is probably going to wrap the game up, some magical penalty pops
and you're
up that's
not
usually
allowed
BS.
to hit him.
Yeah, at all.
You cannot hit him. I don't care what he do. He's clearly a runner. Oh no, like he's a runner. He should
Yeah.
get hit, and you can't hit him. He's playing on the sideline. Oh no, like
Yeah. I mean, people are going back and watching early Brady stuff. And they're like, we used to call him soft and say he got stuff. But if you watch, especially in his early career, oh my God, some of the hits Brady took, Mahomes be dead.
oh, the Giants used to like. Oh,
I'm even before that. What's that one? It was one of the Bills. Was it Takeo Spikes? Somebody came. There was one. It's a really famous hit on Brady. Oh my God. The fact that Brady got up and finished that game is insane.
yeah.
He murdered him. If Patrick Mahomes took hits like that, yeah, I'm sorry, he's not still there.
Yeah. Like,
Because, I mean, the boy rolls his ankle every time he runs. Every time he runs the ball, oh, my high ankle sprain. Like, oh, my God, you.
but he still plays, and then he wins. Like,
Which lets you know it's not really that bad of an injury. You're a punk. Like, you're soft. That's why it hurt so bad. You're limping because you're soft. If you could just keep playing and it's never a tear, it's never even a partial tear. It's a minor sprain. You had to limp and grimace like that for a minor sprain. There's linebackers out there playing with broken arms. You're
you
soft.
grimace when your knees pop. Don't
I
give
have
me
bad
that.
knees. I have injuries to my
Oh, there
knees.
you go.
Like I've actually had cartilage injuries to my knees.
He is playing while light skin. You give him
yeah,
credit.
that's what he's getting.
You give him credit,
But-
okay?
We'll have to see how this goes, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. We're going to have a lot of just going over stuff over the next 2 weeks. There ain't no more games. And then after that,
I love football.
it's over. So it's going to be a lot of just going over stuff.
At least the pain ended early, I can say, this year.
Yeah, I guess a little bit of not making the playoffs is you don't got to worry about the playoffs. You just, once the playoffs start, you're like, ain't got nothing to do with me no more. I can sit back and enjoy this.
I think it's going to be 8-9 again or 9-8. But
yeah.
tell us what you like. No, tell us what you don't forget to like and subscribe and share.
Hit the notification. Hit us on Instagram. Hit us on Twitter. Let us know what you think, all right? We'll see y'all next time, all right? Peace.